They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough. I don't do enough.
No.
Where I am, I'm working like my ass off.
I know.
Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Yeah, but 100%. You have no choice.
And then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, "Oh, what about the children? That they were separated? Give me a break." Where they were saying anything when Obama did that?
I know.
I cannot go. I was trying to get the kid reunited with the mom. I didn't have a chance. Needs to go through the process and through the law.
But here's my thing. Hear what you just said. But instead of that, if your messaging, you were so loved.
They would not do the story. We put it out. They would not do the story.
I'm telling you.
You would not believe it. They would not do the story because they would not do the story because they are against us because they're liberal media. Yeah, if I go to Fox, they will do the story. I don't want to go to Fox.
Michael Popok, Legal AF. If you thought Melania Trump was a terrible first lady and how she disparaged the office of being the first lady and doing her conduct, wait to hear the latest. She's cut another deal with Donald Trump that both increases her prenuptial payments if she separates from Donald Trump. And in return for that, she's willing to be first lady again. Listen to this. She's willing to be first lady again. Not an honor, not something that she respects as part of our American patriotage and heritage, but something that she's forced to do and compelled to do. She's willing to do it, but under new terms and conditions that she's set, according to those close to her, with Donald Trump. It revolves around Barron Trump. Everything revolves around Barron Trump for Melania. She's already worked hard to make sure that Barron is treated as an equal, along with his half brothers and sisters, in terms of the trust, in terms of control of the future, whatever business is left of Donald Trump, that he has a seat at the table. She tries to protect Barron and put him in a cocoon. And now she's made a deal with Donald Trump, apparently, where she's going to be a part-time first lady and basically a full-time resident of Manhattan, because Barron's going to be going to college at my old alma mater, New York University, which is in the Village. She lives on Fifth Avenue, just about 40 blocks away from where Barron's going to be going to school, and she wants to be there for him. Now, look, the kid's going to college. When I went to college, I didn't see my parents until Thanksgiving, and they only lived an hour away. My mother and father never visited me at college, although they loved me. They waited for me to come home. Not Melania. Apparently, she's got to make sure that Barron is well protected as an 18-year-old. I doubt he's living in the dorms. First of all, I can't think of a dorm room that would hold all of his matching Louis Vuitton luggage, floor to ceiling. I don't think he's going to fit in well. I don't think he's going to be pledging Greek life while he's there. But she wants to be in New York more than she wants to be in Washington. And so she's going to be, I mean, the reporting is they don't sleep together anyway, but she's not going to be living really full time in the White House. She's going to stay in New York. This is her deal. Or she's going to divorce Donald Trump and take that improved, sweetened prenuptial with her. Now, what does that say about a couple of things? One, the state of the marriage. Secondly, the ethics and morals and values of the family that people are even considering putting back into the White House or letting them get within 100 yards of the White House. I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't let Donald and Melania or Barron or any of those Trumps get near the White House, maybe not even on a White House tour arranged with their local congressperson. But some people out there are still considering putting that family back in and watching the kleptocracy grow. This is going to be like Trump presidency, Fast and Furious 2. And so does it surprise me? I mean, when Melania wasn't busy wearing cheeky, disparaging slogans on the back of her jacket, I don't care. Do you? In the middle of a discussion the nation was having about how migrant children were being handled and whether they should be put in cages or not as they're being detained at the border. If that's the kind of first lady you like, or one that chops down the rose garden or installs blood red Christmas trees, or confided to friends that she hates every aspect of being a first lady. There's audio recordings of her. We'll play them now. There's audio recordings of her confiding that she hates what she's doing. And now she's basically told Donald Trump, you want to go back to the White House? That's great. I'm staying back in New York most of the week, and I'll show up as needed at events. Now, right now, she's not showing up as needed at anything in Donald Trump's life. She didn't appear at one of his trials, not the rape trial for civil defamation and punitive damages for E. Jean Carroll. There were 2 of those. Not at the trial of Donald Trump's companies for tax evasion and business record fraud, 17-count conviction 2 years ago. Didn't show up at any of those. Didn't show up at the 34-count felony conviction of Donald Trump related to him having sex with Stormy Daniels and try to pay it off and hide it as an illegal political contribution and take a deduction on his tax returns. Not even at the moment when Stormy Daniels took the stand against her husband, where a very gentle hand on the shoulder in front of the jury may have helped Donald Trump. I don't think it would have avoided the conviction, but it would maybe have helped. How about her showing up at all? How about outside the courtroom? She's nowhere to be seen or found. She hasn't made a public appearance with Donald Trump in months. She's not on the campaign trail. She's not at any rallies. She's not even at events that happen in her home at all. So why are people surprised? Why should they be surprised that somebody who hated the job the first time around, who never wanted to do it, who will go down along with her husband as the worst to do their job ever? Let's be frank, she's bad at her job. She was bad at her job the first time, and now she's decided to do less of it, I guess. Maybe that's better. She was a part-time first lady before, and now she's signed up for basically a no-show, no-work job. That's where we are with Melania. And yet there's a group of people out there in comparing her to like Michelle Obama, one of our great first ladies, Laura Bush, Barbara Bush, Gerald Ford's wife, Betty Ford. I mean, we've had some amazing first ladies. You know, Eleanor Roosevelt kicking it all off. Dolly Madison kicking it all off. You know, Rosalind Carter. Even Nancy Reagan had her downsides, but she was a decent first lady for the American people. Lady Bird Johnson. How about Melania Trump? Why? Because she's a hanger and she can wear a dress well. That's the measure of who a first lady is. I mean, what have we now all turned into? Not our audience, but in general, the people in the population considering his presidency. Have we just morphed into Donald Trump? You know how like owners sometimes look like their pets? Are we just like, or is that group of people just like, well, because Donald Trump likes people that have a good head of hair and look great on television, and all the women in his life have to look like Melania or some version of a Fox newscaster? Is that what we're down to now? Donald Trump looks more hale and hearty than Joe Biden. I don't agree with, not with his girth. He's looking more like President Taft than, Barack Obama in terms of fitness. And because Melania looked great in some couture outfit, some Chanel, clothes at some point, that made her a really great first lady. What about Dr. Jill Biden? How about her? It's just mind-boggling to me that we let this Trump family get away with it. These days, a lot of people are learning about all the benefits of fasting, like weight loss, mental and physical performance, and gut health, but worry about the whole not eating part. Well, that's exactly why Prolon was created. Introducing Prolon, a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. Researched and developed for decades at the University of Southern California Longevity Institute and backed by leading U.S. medical centers, Prolon helps promote healthy blood sugar, support cardiovascular health, and reduce abdominal fat. But Prolon isn't a diet. Prolon is science. Science based on Nobel Prize-winning discoveries in medicine. And this all starts with Prolon's 5-day program. Snacks, soups, and beverages, all designed to keep your body in a fasting state. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. Prolon has nutrition plans down to a science. It's convenient, backed by Nobel-winning science, and it works. Being able to tackle my blood sugar levels, and cardiovascular health within the same plan is a game changer. I've already been able to feel the Prolon difference after just 1 week. It's no wonder why thousands of doctors now recommend Prolon to support healthy blood sugar and cardiovascular health. Right now, Prolon is offering Legal AF by MeidasTouch listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/legalaf. That's prolonlife.com/legalaf for this special offer. That's prolon.com/legalaf. She's got to get paid off to become the first lady. She's not willing to do it. She's not honored to do it. Where in the history of the world have you heard of somebody comparable to a first lady trying to cut a deal in order to improve her nest egg and protect her son, and then saying, I'm not going to work every day? That's the deal. Where have you, any spouse, male or female, where have we ever heard this before? Why do we tolerate this? Why would we ever let a family that so craps on our White House, our presidency, the office of the presidency, the office of the White House, why do we allow that? Donald Trump used to say the White House itself is a shithole. Pardon my, I know it's not French, but pardon my French, that his house was much nicer, that the Air Force One was decrepit, that his Trump Air, or whatever it's called, Air Force Trump, is much better. Then let them stay on some island somewhere and at a golf course somewhere and stay about as far away from the American people and the people's house as possible. Why are we allowing her to negotiate what she will or won't do as first lady? It's just mind-boggling to me, but it's still happening. And let me just give you something as a viewer's guide. If you see Melania start doing stuff on the trail, showing up at a rally, showing up at the Republican National Convention, she cut a deal before she got there. She got more stock. She got more trust assets. She got Barron something else. This is a complete transactional marriage. Hillary Clinton used to get crap because they said she was in a transactional marriage with Bill Clinton. What do you think we're watching with Donald Trump? I mean, literally, it's transactional. You know, her credit line has to get upped. Her assets, her shares, her stock, her jewelry, her real estate, things in her name, things in Barron's name. Every time you see her, she got something in return for it. There was a compromise, a bargain struck in that unholy marriage between Donald Trump and Melania Trump. He knows he can't get elected as a bachelor, not with his track record of misogyny and attacking women. So he needs Melania, the image of Melania by his side. But where is she? As I've said, we'll continue to track Melania. We should have a tracker on the MeidasTouch network. How many days Melania hasn't been seen in public, and how many? We should be writing it up on a glass board, you know, like it's 0 dark 30. And we're talking about how many days since we've been hunting for Osama bin Laden. We should be putting it up. 227 days and counting. Blink if you're okay, Melania. I'm almost like I need a proof of life and a hostage video at this point for Melania Trump. Not that I want her back. But in any event, we'll continue to follow it all right here on the MeidasTouch Network and on, where else? Legal AF, every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now you know why we named it that 4 years ago. We had an idea what was coming up. And if you don't know why we named it that, join our podcast. We curate the top 5 shows, We curate the top 5 stories, the intersection of law and politics. You know this is live TV, right? And we bring it to you the only way we know how. Now that I'm done stammering, as lawyers who practice law in the courtrooms and courthouses that we talk about, lawyers talking about things at the intersection of law and politics that they know what they're talking about. That is a refreshing show only on YouTube and on audio podcast platforms of your choice. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting. Heary, heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know, and we discuss every day on Legal AF. exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.